When we're deadlifting, there are two main types of barbells that you could use. We have a power bar and a deadlift bar. Of course, there are other specialties like a trap bar and an axle bar, but we'll cover those in depth a little later. So a power bar is just your standard, typical barbell. A power bar is meant to have as little as possible flex in the bar itself, and it's also going to have a center knurling because this is made for multi-purpose use, meaning that grip is in the center so you can place it on your back for squats. It also, again, is going to be very rigid, so when you're doing something like a bench press or Olympic lifts, it's not going to flex and go all over the place. Now, of course, if you have really, really super heavy weight, that might happen, but that's different from a deadlift bar, which on purpose is built longer and skinnier so that it will flex more with you. Now, why is that? So this bar, not only does it have longer length, it's thinner, you're gonna get more bend off the bottom. So what's happening is, especially when you have things like a mammoth bar or an elephant bar that are really, really, really long, you know, as you start to pull and break the floor, the inside plates are actually gonna lift up off the ground first. So with a power bar, all the weight typically comes off the floor at the same time. With a deadlift bar, especially the real long bendy ones, you're gonna start breaking the floor. Let's say it's a 1,000-pound deadlift. You're gonna start breaking the floor. So right here you have 600 off, 700, 800, 900, 1,000 off. So you're really at a pretty high level before you get the full weight of it actually moving off the ground. That's gonna help you do more. As we've talked about in some earlier lessons, it's very hard to just initiate any sort of movement with weight. So because you already have some of that weight and some of that bar moving with lighter weight while the outsides are stuck on the ground, you're gonna be able to do more on a deadlift bar. Now, once again, deadlift bars are skinnier, longer, and they do not have a center knurling because it is a single purpose bar. These are only meant for deadlifts. Now, you could do things like block pulls with these or deficit deadlifts, but never ever do something like a rack pull with that because it's built to have that bend like we've been talking about, and it could actually warp that bar if you're keeping it sitting in a rack for too long. It just sits flexed. Now, we definitely also don't want to do squats, same reason. There's no knurling there. It's also meant to bend and flex. It's not meant to bench press with. It's not meant to do anything else other than deadlift variations where the plates are on the ground or on blocks. So that's kind of a quick overview of power bar versus a deadlift bar.